enrollment, offering, and student. So we've got our, in my case, this is my university database. So I've got my 3 tables. So I'm going to start with student. Right? I'll start with a student first name. Wow. Right? I hit the tab. So I don't have to go into the student ID. The student ID should be set up as an auto number. So that will automatically increment and put values in there. So all I have to start doing is start entering data. What you might want to notice is the all the way over to the left for this first record in the record selector, right? If I click on them, I select the entire record. If I move off the record, that little pencil mark that was in there disappears. So let me continue putting in date. So if I start putting more data in, right? So this also, since this is a date column, it also has this little extra control that you can just pick from. So I can just pick a date. I can click on today, right? So if you notice that little dialog box that pops up, I can click on today. I can click on any date I want, right? Whether or not there's a registration fee, I can put that in. So let's go with, oops. Okay, and of course my GPA is a 4.0. So now if you notice all the way over the record selector is a pencil. So that means I'm in the middle of editing the record. At some point we talked about committing data. So right now all of the changes that I'm making are not committed. Right? I commit data automatically in Microsoft Access simply by moving off of this record. If I hit the escape key right now, any changes that I've made disappear and that little pencil mark goes away. Right? So now if I put in 300 again, notice that even if I hit tab and go over to GPA, that pencil still stays there. All right? So I'm still editing data. And then I can put my 4.0. Now the next time I hit tab, this is the last field in the table, when I hit tab it moves on to the next record, and the pencil goes away. That commits my data changes to the Microsoft Access database. That is not common amongst database management systems. SQL Server, since that's a Microsoft product, also auto commits by default, but that can be changed. Oracle requires what's known as an explicit commit. But we will not be getting into that. So I'm going to create another student. Right, Mary's registered. Now I didn't click on that. I hit my space bar. So my space bar will put the checkbox in. Will check off the checkbox. If I hit my space bar again, it unchecks, and I hit my space bar again, it checks it again. Again, the registration date. I can type it in or pick it. Doesn't really matter. Notice that I still have the pencil mark. I hit escape and wipe this whole record out. Oops. Just like that. Right, 300, and Mary also has a 4.0. Okay, so you get the idea. So that's putting data into a table. So let's put in offering information. Offering information should have a course associated with it. Not going to go there. It's going to take too much time to do that. So I'm just going to say that it's in the spring. Well, actually we're in fall. So it's the fall term, the offering year, 2011. All right, so notice all of my fields are required. So as soon as I try to move off of this record, if I don't put in all required information, I get an error message. It won't let me do that. So this does not allow nulls. So I have to put in an offering year. And then when I hit tab, that saves it. So I have offering ID 1, and then I have another offering for the fall. You know what? I am going to go into design mode of this table. So the way I can do this is I want to put in a course for this offering. So I can go up to the ribbon and I can hit design view to go back into design view, right? And then when I'm in design view, I can put in course. I'm just going to, just so we can, it'll be easier. Now if I make a structural change like this, I need to save. I'm going to put the course in there. When I try to hit data sheet, when I click on datasheet, it asks me to first save the table. So then I'm going to click yes, saves my changes, and then I'll put in IT 117. Ooh, 117. Right, and then I'll put in another course in the fall 2011. I keep hitting the wrong keypad. And this will be IT, say 120. Okay, so I've got 2 offerings. So now the reason I wanted to put in offerings with courses is because now I'm going to go into the enrollment table. The enrollment table is a table that keeps track of students enrolled in offerings. So that's my my associative entity. Okay, so in order to put data into my associative entities, I need data in both parent tables. Right, so if I go up and I look at my relationships window, notice that enrollment is my associative entity in between offering and student. So I need students and I need offering records before I can put information into enrollment. So I'm going to close that window. I'm not going to save any changes. So now I'm going to go into enrollment. So I have offering. So I have offering ID 1 and 2. And I have student ID 1 and 2. And I'm going to use them in the enrollment table. So here I'm going to use student ID 1. And I'm going to use offering 1. And I'm going to say the grade is a 3.6. So basically with... is a B. So what this is saying is that student ID 1, which is Mike, enrolled in offering ID 1, which is IT 117, and received a grade of B. See how that works? And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say that Mary also took IT 117, and she got an A. And then I'm going to say that Mike was taking IT 120, he got an A, and then Mary took IT 120 and got an A. So you see how that works? Alright, so now I can't put in a 3. Okay, I can't put in a 3 and a 3, or I can't put in a 3 and say a 4. Oh, grade is required. Well, we're going to have to change that somewhere along the line. My goodness. D. See, as soon as I go off, right, if I try to save that record with a 3 and a 4, I cannot add or change the record because the related record is required in the student table. So right away it sees, hey, I don't have a student ID of 3. So click OK. I can go back there, change that to 1, and then again, when I try to tab off of the record, now it tells me that, oh, I didn't change that. I thought I changed that to a 2. I'm going to change that to a 2. And now it tells me that it doesn't have the offering record. So the referential integrity that we've set up in our relationships window will stop us from putting in bad data. So that's where the referential integrity constraints come in. Now, all I have to do is hit escape, because I still have a pencil, right? As long as I still have a pencil, I can hit escape, and then the record just disappears. Alright, so that is the end of the video lecture on how to enter sample data into your Access database.